Hey guys, welcome to my channel. We are at Tuesdays in the Attic for the beginning of a new year. It's gonna be great. We've got a lovely two-page sketch to work with from Dusty Attic Sketches, the Jen Hedger, creator of all these amazing sketches. Their Instagram, where I'm finding all these sketches, will be linked down below. Their Instagram only has 2 years worth of sketches on there and not even a full second year. So we are starting this year. We will not end it doing this, but for now we are. So I've got all these fun photos of my son playing and doing the activities at a festival at his preschool. They always did kind of like a fall preschool festival back in September of 2018, and I decided to dig out a scrapbook kit, and I came across this one that I have from 2015 Simple Stories Summer Vibes. So it came with the sticker sheet, came with some gorgeous papers. It came with 2 of these Happy Camper by Echo Park papers, which is perfect because I'm 2-page spread, so that'll be my background papers. And then it came with this gorgeous Summer Vibes Shine On paper. I love both sides, so that's going to be hard to choose. And then this gorgeous stripe with this pretty wood grain. It's got all this stuff on it, but I'm not too worried about that. So this one's just called Just Beachy. This one's Shine On. And then this one with cameras and the florals is called Selfie. So we'll be using those papers, and I plan on bringing some other things from my stash in. I grabbed all these things. I have some bins like next to me that have all just these random things to use. So I grabbed this word celebrate because I saw that there was a really pretty summer word sticker on the sticker sheet. So I figured we'd do celebrate summer. Some of these stickers that are tickets would be perfect. A few of these Bella Boulevard orange stars are left over. I grabbed these chipboard frames, not sure if we'll use them. Some tiny text to use. Got these awesome tags I got from one of my local stationery shops. Couple labels, things, some Ulta New enamel dots, and then I grabbed a bunch of my acrylic pieces because I'm trying to 1, stamp more this year, and 2, use my acrylic pieces this year. So I've grabbed just all the hearts, and then these ones are popsicles, which I thought were cute. So I grabbed them. We'll see what we can get on there. I didn't know which ones I was really feeling, so I just grabbed them all. And if I need to pull anything else from my stash, I will, but that is what we're going to work with for now. So let's get started. You know, you always bring in more things than end up using. I do end up using most of it though, but I'm just pointing that out. So just trying to get everything organized, get the branding strips cut off of these beautiful background orange papers. So if you've never had a scrapbook kit, the scrapbook kit is like, it was like one of the first kit clubs I ever got, and it's like still pretty much my favorite. They put together like a good sampling of everything that you want in like a little kit of new stuff, and it's so fun, and it kind of helps too because it reduces about you trying to think of what you should buy if you don't want to buy the whole collection. That way they just randomly give you some things, they give you some of the best papers, and it just works out good. So anywho, I will stop ranting, but you always get a few papers, some embellishments, and then 2 pieces of cardstock. In this case, they gave in this kit, it was the Happy Camper like semi-solid pattern paper is technically what it is, but it's their cardstock. So I really liked that wood grain paper, but it was just slightly too big. I didn't want to do full 12 by 12 spanning the 2 in the middle, and this sketch didn't look like it was either. So I was able to cut off 2 inches and then put what was left on each side, and then that way I still get the things, the pre-printed embellishments that were on those wood grain parts. They will still be part of my album. I was able to cut 2 inches off in the middle and still contain those. And then I'm going to use the flip side, cut them each in half 1 inch, and I'll put them on either side of those strips, as well as a tiny bit of that. I cut off a tiny bit of that beautiful, like, it was like a sunburst with the colors. The one that I was like, ooh, I like both sides. It was like a red and white stripe on the back. Or no, that was the polka dot one. I cut 2 inches off that. I had 1 inch left over of the wood grain, and that was the red and white stripe, or the pink and white stripe. And so I have a 1/2 inch strip. I'll put those 2 on the ends of where the wood grain pattern and the orange meet. I, for some reason, didn't turn my camera back on when I glued them down. I'm not sure why. I think I was just on a roll and I started. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lovely Ellie Studio stamp set. It's actually technically a Christmas stamp set, but it has all these fun borders, and there's one that's stars. So I decided, I tried out two different things. I tried Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide, and then I tried my Versamark Morning Mist, I believe. So it's like a dark gray. And I kind of liked the way the Morning Mist looked better than the Hickory Smoke. So I'm just stamping that star all the way around, and I only made you watch me do half of it, and I'm already done with it, and I have to catch up with my voiceover because I was rambling on about nothing that has to do with what I'm doing. And so I did the other half too and got those strips glued down. And right away, like even here, I'm like, oh, this is looking fabulous. I love it. I'm loving this combination. I'm loving the orange. It's just fun. So now it's time to trim down the papers or trim down the photos and get some embellishments going. So I try to use as many stickers as I could off that sticker sheet because it's full and there's so many. None of them stick though, so I gotta definitely use some glue. So I'll be gluing everything off camera. And so I trim down, I leave my one photo, the almost 6x4. And so the other thing I changed really about the sketch is instead of 2 4x6 photos on the right hand side, I'm going to have 2, because I don't have horizontal photos, I'm just going to make them skinnier and make them, I believe I made them like 3.5 by 5.25, I think is what they ended up being. And I put them next to each other. But you still get the same look, the sketch still, you get still the same amount of photos and you still get the same overall spread look. My photos are just a little bit different, and that's how you can adapt it for you. You just change it a little bit. Otherwise, my other photos are all the same size as what the sketch is. The biggest one is not quite 4x6 because it just, when it printed, it comes in that like 5.75 by 4 or whatever it is. So it's just not quite. So I scaled the one below it down to be just that same width as well. And then the other ones are all the same as in the sketch. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start putting some of these stickers around. I popped up some of the photos on like this cheap chipboard that I had like left over. Big mistake. I don't like it. It's like warping. The chipboard must be pretty cheap. It's like absorbing the glue, so it's like bubbling. I highly don't recommend that. I threw the rest of it away, or actually recycled it. It was from an old Fancy Pants chipboard set I got. I popped out all the chipboard frames and it was like all the leftovers, but yeah. So I cut that out. I didn't make you watch me do that because I had to struggle with it for quite a while. So this took me a lot longer than it should have because of that. But anywho. So I am just trying to get a good little cluster going over there. I have these tags that are actually some watercolor tags that I got from one of my local stationery shops. I think I mentioned that in the beginning. So I cut the one in half and make it into 2 separate tags because it has all the same colors. And I'm going to tuck that behind that right photo. I like to do a little more clusters than sometimes, well, technically my clusters are just going in where there's some journaling spots. So, I mean, it's not necessarily more clusters. I'm just changing what's what in what areas. So I'll put a little bit of journaling below that photo on the right instead with a tiny little cluster, and I'll have a big pretty cluster on top. I did that celebrate and the summer sticker down, so it's just to celebrate summer. I'll add some other things up there with the title here in a little bit, a ticket at the end, some of those orange puffy stars that I had mentioned, some of the enamel dots, and some other stickers. I really like that it has all those words below that on that right-hand page, the dream big, be grateful, give love, laugh lots, live simply, just because we're out having fun outside and it's fun. And on the left-hand side, I took that lemonade stand because I thought that was cute. I did that. I grabbed another one of the little pop tops and put that down, made a little cluster on the bottom of the photos, which there isn't one on the sketch. But like I said, you can create clusters wherever you want. I use sketches usually for the overall layout, the overall basics, and then I just go ham on whatever works for me. I stamped also with that gray ink, the date up in that little label that was pre-printed on that wood grain paper. I love that pre-printed. A lot of times I don't like the pre-printed things, but it worked out perfectly in this situation of where it was located and how I used it. It just kind of happened. I did not plan that. It just worked out for me. I'm going to use the one little label that I had stamped. It was in my stash. I'm going to stick that on that tall photo on the left-hand page. And I will do a word phrase sticker that says live, laugh, love, and stick that on there, as well as some stars. I've got the other half of that yellow label that I'm going to use on the right hand side. I have the other half on the left hand side, as well as one of the tabs that says so fun, and I'll grab some of those ticket stickers and another word phrase that says live in a way to make happy memories on the bottom of that photo over there, as well as I'll add a camera and some enamel dots. So just adding tons of different little things, adding some of the things from my stash, some of the stickers, bringing a little bit of black, but not a lot. And I'm just loving the way this turns out. It turns out super cute. I do grab some of the acrylic popsicles. End up using 3. And is that what I'm doing right now? No, I don't remember. I wasn't even watching my screen. Oh, yeah. And so I put 1 over on the right-hand side and 2 on the left-hand page. And this is just a fun, bright, cheery, summery page. It ends up being super cute. Going down, I put some foam behind that camera that I popped up there on the corner of that photo. Also super cute. And then I left myself places to journal kind of everywhere. I journal in the lemonade stand. There's like a little spot. I journal above those left-hand photos, and I journal below the right-hand photos. So I have like 3 little journaling spots where I'm able to write whatever's going on in the photos. Nothing like super deep or anything like that. Just writing what's happening and what I've got. So yeah, I love these acrylic little popsicles there from ColorCast Designs, and they're so cute. Got to take the backing off, so I made sure I did that. And yeah, that's all I got. So I have some close-ups for you. I'm going to apologize right now because winter, Minnesota, so I can't, and my lighting, and these are the pictures that I printed from those groove books, so they're like extra glossy, so they shine, and you can tell they glare so bad off lights, so it was really hard to get photos. So I'm sorry if they're kind of dark or shadowy. I did just do them on my floor and do lots of good editing. But yeah, so I have just enough left over from this little kit that I use that I think I'll be able to use it next week for that layout as well. So yeah, I just had a lot of fun playing with some stash items, some of the stuff that came in the little mini kit, and I love that I used some stamping and some acrylic on this 2-page spread. So thank you guys so much for watching. Here, like I said, here comes some close-ups. I appreciate all of you. I love that I was able to keep this series going for a whole year, and then we'll finish out this year with it too. Super awesome. And then we gotta start thinking what we want to do in its place if we're Tuesdays in the Attic. Instead of Dusty Attic Sketches, gotta do somebody else. So yeah, here come those close-ups. Thanks again so much, and we'll see you